Alright, today's tutorial is going to go over creating Google Forms. Google Forms are a great way to get information from people, whether it's students, parents, staff members. So it could be something as easy as creating a Google Form at the beginning of the year to collect student emails, and then you can copy and paste those emails into into an email. The beautiful thing is all the responses show up in a nice, easy to format and easy to organize spreadsheet. You can create rubrics. You can create a formative assessment, a bell ringer, a exit slip. It's just such a versatile tool that it can be used in a variety of ways, and it's very intuitive. So to create one, you go over and click, I'm already signed in my Google Drive account, click Create Form. It's going to ask you to name that form, so we're going to say, we'll say Test Form. You can choose the aesthetics or what it looks like. It doesn't matter in terms of the format, so I'm just going to use this default form. First thing you're going to want to make sure you check is the settings of the form. So do you want to require people to sign in with their Barrington220.org accounts? I will warn you that that's just an extra step for people to do, so as long as you don't care who sees your form, I do not like to check that box, just because that's just an extra step for people to do, but you can check it and make people sign in if you wanted to. I do like to show people the progress in terms of how, as they're filling it out, how much more they have left to do, which that's this box right here, Show Progress Bar. It's a nice little touch. You can see you can change the name of the form anytime you want. You can add a description to your form or further instructions, so maybe please complete by Friday. Then you just start entering your questions. So my question title might be enter your name below, and then you can say last name and then first name, and that's with the help text. You can add in that extra little help on any particular question. You can see all the different types of questions that are available to you. So for this one, I'm going to use a text box, but there is a paragraph text if it's a longer response. Multiple choice question, a checkbox, which would be choose all the following that apply, and people can check all the following that apply. Choose from a list would be you have a long list, and people can choose their response. Scale would be like a rating question, so rate this tutorial from 1 to 5. Grid, you can use that to create your rubrics. You get columns and rows. Date would be, choose the best date that works for you for a Christmas holiday party, and the same thing with time. So I'm going to choose text box on this one. I'm going to make it a required question, so nobody can submit a response without filling it out. Click Done. And then I just move on to the next one. Click Add and continue to add in my questions. So enter your period below. And then this one, I'm going to make a multiple choice question. And I'm going to say first period, second period, third period, and fourth period. And you can continue to go down. I'm going to make it a required response. Click Done. And let's say, uh-oh, I wanted this question first. All it is drag and drop. So you drag it above, drop it in, and now that question's first. So you can change it whenever you need to, which is a nice little, it's a nice little touch of just everything's drag and drop. It's very intuitive. So once you get your questions all figured out, everything that you want, you can change the message that you send to people when they submit their response. So the default is your response has been recorded. I'm not going to change that now, but if you wanted to, you could click in there and change that. You can also make sure you set the configurations in terms of what people see when they submit a response. So do you want to show them a link to submit another response? Do you want to publish the results? Which that's really nice if it is like a formative assessment and you give kids a bunch of, let's say 10 multiple choice questions, judging their understanding of the content, and you want them to see what the rest of their class is choosing on a question. So maybe, it'll show like question 1, 75% of the students chose answer number B. So it's a nice little addition with formative assessments. And then also, if you want them to be able to edit their responses after they submit, you can choose that box. I don't find that very helpful very often. So then from there, you're ready to rock and roll. You want to share your survey with people. You can click on View Form. This is what people are going to see, so it's nice to check. And then all you got to do is take this URL and you have to give that to people. So you can email this to the appropriate people, this URL, by copy and pasting it into an email. You can post this link onto a web page for people to go to, direct people there. They click on it, it'll take them to this form. Or let's go back to my editing phase here. You can click on Send Form, and then from there, you can add people in by email, where they'll get their email. They'll get an email with the link, and they can take the survey from there. In addition, here is also the link that you can share that with people, and you can also add collaborators if you wanted to create a form with somebody, which is a nice little touch. So then finally, once you're ready to view the responses and people have submitted, you can see that I don't have any responses yet because I just created this, but you can click on View Responses, and all of their responses will show up right here. They'll be timestamped, they'll enter their name, enter the period that they are in, and so on and so forth, and all of the responses will show up. If you did have a text question, it's nice to be able to you can just drag columns over, and if you have longer text, you can drag columns over to fit it into the view that you like. It's a nice little touch. But these Google Forms are just a really great way to collect information from people, whether it's students or other staff members. So hopefully this tutorial has helped.